Hi, this is Cheryl back with you from Farmhouse Frugally, and today I am doing a snowman showdown. This is my second video today. Hopefully you will check them both out. YouTube actually penalizes you from listing two videos on the same day, but it just happened to be that I had two different collabs and they ran into each other. So I would appreciate it if you would do that for me. Thank you so much. Now, I have these two things I got at the dump that are actually Irish. They had like a shamrock on the top, Irish sayings, and I popped those shamrocks off. And today I am just taking some paper clay and I am rolling them into balls, and I am using the stick provided as part of this. Once I have created these two snowmen, I'm going to have to remove the top stick on the one that is just a little bit too tall. And then I went out to my yard and grabbed some sticks from my hydrangea bush, stick some arms into the clay while it is still wet, and then let this dry for several hours before I move on to paint it. I am using some baking soda and mixing it with a vintage chalk paint. I personally prefer things to look more vintage than pure white. That just goes with my home. And then once I get that pretty mixed thoroughly, I do have to add a little more baking soda to make that pretty good and thick. I want, because the clay has cracks and, you know, didn't dry perfectly, I want to make sure that I give some of this texture all over. Plus, I want to match the very shiny bottom ball with the two top clay balls to make sure this all looks pretty cohesive. Now, I am kind of first rubbing it on with a kind of a stiff brush just to get it on there, and then I'm going around and I am pouncing to give this a nice texture, and then wiping away anything that went over onto the base. This is a collab today, and I'm going to have the information for all the others who are hosting and in the playlist in my description box. So please check out their channels and see what other wonderful snowmen they have created. Now, once I have both of my snowmen painted and I clean up any excess, then I took out these little carrot noses that I had purchased years ago for a different snowman project. I don't know if I'll be able to find them. I will see if I can. I will link them, and I put the noses right into the snowmen. I just added a little acorn top and some scarf. Here they are without any hats. I thought about little earmuffs with small pom-poms or making some hats with felt, but I happen to have these little acorns left over from a different project this fall, so I thought that it would be adorable to go ahead and use them as little hats. So I would love to know what you think about my first snowman in today's challenge. You could recreate this with a wooden block and a dowel or a spindle. And I am going on to my next one. You may have seen something similar in a recent video I did. This one looks very much the same, but it is different. The beginning of it is the same, where I take this rice paper printed graphic from the Graphics Fairy that I had printed out and Mod Podged that onto a block of wood that I had sanded. The inspiration for this project came from Lisa at Our Shabby Cottage. I absolutely love her channel. I never miss it. You will want to check that out if you haven't already subscribed. She used a shadow box or picture frame and a Christmas card for hers, so that's a great idea. Then once I have this rice paper Mod Podged on, I do go over the top of it with the Mod Podge and wait for that to dry. And then I have a few green Christmas pics from last year. You can hear my granddaughter in the background having a conversation. I am going to go ahead and glue this to give it a 3D effect. And once I have that on, don't forget to subscribe if you are not already subscribed to my channel. Then I am going to go ahead and snip another couple of pieces off for the other side and just kind of fill in that shrub. Now, you may have noticed that there is not a snowman anywhere to be found on this graphic, but I have this little teeny tiny snowman in my scrapbooking stuff that I thought was absolutely adorable and the perfect scale for this item. So I am literally just going to glue him right on to this picture since this is a snowman challenge. Now, also you will note that the bottom of this rice paper that I printed has something to do with soap. So clearly I will have to cover that up. So I am using a linen colored chalk paint and some baking soda here to make myself a nice thick paint so that I can not only cover that but make it look like I have snow here and there throughout my picture. Now, I happen to personally love a vintage style, therefore I have a more vintage color in my home and in these products that I am making, so my snow is not pure white. Obviously, if you reproduce this, you can do it to whatever color that you like, but I just really prefer this more vintage style. So I am just taking a brush and I am pouncing on some of the greens to give that a 3D effect. I am going throughout the picture to just add a little bit here and there on the roof and in the background to pull some of that forward and make that snow come out just a little bit brighter in those areas. In keeping with the vintage theme here, I am going around the entire outside edge of the frame and then around the edges of the front of the picture with some dark antiquing wax and just wiping that back so that I can pull out that vintage style, make that look a little less brand new, and also to just give that the feel that I am going for. So then once I have this done, this one is complete, and I think that this is probably one of the favorite pieces that I have made in a while. I just absolutely love it. If you've been following my 12 Days of Christmas, you will have noticed a few days ago that I did that similar one with the truck. Now, if you have been with me for a while, you might have seen a similar snowman when I did the Heidi Somble challenge last year, but this time, instead of using a water bottle, I am using a pomegranate palm little container and a man's white sock. Now, I tea-dyed mine because I prefer the vintage look, but if you want that to remain white, that would be even easier. You're going to fill it with something, sand, or I used rice just to weigh it down a little bit. Fill the sock, cut it off. I prefer to leave a little turtleneck and then fold that down a little bit and glue that on. And then once I have that done, I take a paper mache Christmas ornament bulb, which I think can be pretty much purchased anywhere, paint it white or cream in this case, and then add a snowman face to it. And I glue that directly to the bottle top, and I leave the turtleneck to kind of fill in the gap. And then once I have that finished, I want to add one of those cute little carrot noses. If you are enjoying this video, I would love it if you would hit the like button. Now, once I have the nose adhered to that, I want to go ahead and embellish my snowman. This is obviously a personal preference, so you can do anything that you like here, but I like to use the remainder of the sock for a hat. It already has the nice elastic edging, and I just glue that on and make a little pom-pom. And then I take out some fabric that is coordinating with the color that I like and add some buttons and a scarf and some arms, again, sticks from my yard. So anything that you like to do with this to embellish it, they are absolutely adorable. I think they make fantastic Christmas gifts or teacher gifts. So snowmen always are a great gift idea. Also could be done with a older child. And then once that is finished, I have displayed it here in my hutch. If you have been following along each day so far of the 12 days, would you put a snowman emoji in the comment section so that I know how many of you are following along? And please comment and let me know what you think of these snowmen, if you would like to reproduce them, or what your plans are to do for children's teacher gifts that might help me out since I don't have any in that age range. And I do want to tell you how much I do appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by, and make sure you continue to check out each one of the videos for the rest of the week. Take care.